Greetings, everyone. I am DRWolf, and recently I got a message from Aquila Pomarina, which included several questions about what I think will happen in the future for the Brony fandom. And I think these questions could spark a very good discussion. I would like to read to you our thoughts. Question 1. What are your opinions on what will happen to the Brony fandom in the near future and later on whenever the fourth generation of MLP has had its grand finale? I honestly hope to see at least several more seasons of MLP before it comes to its grand finale, but that really depends on just how well the MLP staff can keep producing quality entertainment. I've seen many other shows just drag on and on long after they have lost their creativity, and I really don't want to see that happen to MLP. The characters are a lot of fun, and there is still a huge amount of potential for stories with them. But I want to see these characters continue to grow in the future. I want to see them overcome their struggles and become all the stronger for it. I want to see added depth to their stories instead of just having them go through the same rehashed episode ideas over and over. And as long as the MLP staff can keep giving us creative stories and engaging characters, I will keep coming back for more. As for a grand finale, I hope to see the characters after many years had passed, with some having reached their dreams through perseverance, with others discovering new dreams that have given them new purpose in life, even some of them starting families of their own and encouraging a new generation. There are all kinds of possibilities with how the series could come to an end. And while I wouldn't be too opposed to having a happily ever after kind of ending that we've seen so many times before, I do hope to see the MLP staff bring us something unique that makes it stand out from all the other shows before it. Question 2. I myself am a really new brony, started watching MLP on 22nd of August, and I have seen quite a few people on YouTube that are new bronies as well. Is this a clear sign that the brony fandom is still increasing in number? I have noticed this trend as well. I may not have any numbers to back it up, but I can see that a lot of YouTube channels that have anything to do with MLP are continuing to grow. Now, this could be because MLP is reaching new markets in more countries around the world. It could be because the Brony fandom is reaching a wider age group of fans. It could be that Equestria Girls has caused a lot more people to discover the Brony fandom. Or it could be all of the above. For whatever the reason, I am glad to see that more people are taking part and connecting with others. If there is one thing that this fandom does extremely well, it is creating an environment of camaraderie and understanding. Question 3. What about the bronies that leave the fandom because they do not like it anymore? Do you have any information on how often that happens? I honestly don't know just how often that happens. I do remember times when the fandom has gotten into an uproar over one thing or another. Like when Alicorn Twilight first made her appearance, or when Fighting is Magic got shut down, or even way back during the Derpy fiasco. And through each time, I saw quite a few comments from people saying that they have lost faith in the show, or in Hasbro, and how they really didn't want to take part anymore. And most of the time, those same people are able to stick with the Brony fandom once they can just calm themselves and realize that there is still so much good to enjoy even with the occasional bad event that comes along every now and then. But sometimes I do notice fans that really don't come back for one reason or another, and that's okay. Even though we may lose a few along the way, our fandom is continuing to grow by leaps and bounds. And perhaps we might pick up a few wayward fans along the way too. Question 4. Let's presume that the Brony fandom keeps increasing or stays at around the same size as it is right now. What would happen to the fandom once the show's production is ceased? Would that mean that the Brony fandom would rapidly decrease in number? Or maybe there would still be a bunch of people creating original content to hold the fandom together. I can see a few different possibilities here. First off, the MLP staff can't keep making new material forever. I wouldn't want them to. Eventually, this generation of MLP will come to an end, but as far as the Brony fandom, I don't believe it would ever completely die out. We may find new shows to latch onto, or continue producing quality material on our own. But I can agree that the fandom would rapidly decrease in number without something really good to keep looking forward to. Now, it is possible that the fandom could be self-sustaining if there were enough of the dedicated, creative, and passionate bronies out there to keep producing high-quality projects on their own. But those same bronies would have to have more of a reason to keep these projects going rather than just other fans encouraging them. A horde of cheering fans can keep you going for a while, but eventually everyone needs more of a reason to keep up with their hobbies. They could try to make a career out of it, but that would require a lot of other people supporting them financially. But in this day and age, such a thing is becoming slightly more feasible. I don't know whether any more than a select few could pull it off, but I do believe that that kind of career is becoming more of a reality. We shall have to see how well the Brony fandom can stick together when that time comes. Question 5. Whenever the show stops airing, is there a good possibility that there would be a 5th generation MLP? If so, do you think the Brony fandom would still be there by the time that happens? I think there are possibilities with a 5th generation MLP, but I hope that the writers wouldn't consider doing that for a very long time yet. There are still a great many possibilities with the current generation. But when that does happen, I sincerely hope that they will give us something new and unique. If they try to make it too familiar to the 4th generation, then it won't leave nearly as much of an impact on the audience. And I'm sure that there will still be many bronies around at whatever time they want to introduce a new series. Whether they still be active or not, there will be a lot of them that have fond memories of the fandom, and will want to take a look at what else the writers can produce. We shall have to wait and see. In the meantime, though, I would like to hear your thoughts about all of these questions. What do you think will happen to the Brony fandom in the near future, or even the far future? Do you believe the fandom is still growing? How long do you think this generation of MLP should keep going? I would like to hear what you think will happen to the Brony fandom once this generation of MLP will come to its end, however long that may be. Until next time, I am Dr. Wolf, and I look forward to hearing from you.